So dear students, so in this session we will be discussing about degree of the operating, financial and combined leverage in leverage analysis module. So in the previous session, the concept of the calculation of the leverages we discussed it. So here the degree of the leverages will helpful in analyzing the relationship between sales, the EBIT and ultimately the taxable income or the earning per share of the company. So once again, welcome to session number 43. So first of all, leverage concept is nothing but to maximize the return or maximize the earnings to the equity shareholders. So where we can use debt capital or where we can have some kind of fixed cost in our income statement. So it will increase our return. So the amount of debt used to finance a firm's assets. So a firm with significantly more debt than equity is considered to be highly leveraged. So we will prove that with the help of the degree of leverages. Now in the degree of leverages there are three categories: degree of operating leverage, degree of financial leverage and ultimately the degree of combined leverage. Now the first concept, degree of operating leverage. Here as usual you know that operating leverage is a measure of the business risk. It will focus on the impact of the fixed cost on our operating profit. So it is defined as the firm's ability to use the fixed operating costs to magnify the effect of changes in sales on its EBIT. So the degree of operating leverage may be defined as percentage change in operating profit resulting from percentage change in the sales. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ and the impact of that change on operating profit is explained with the help of the degree of operating leverage. So if the operating leverage is high, that means there is a high impact or high sensitivity on the impact of sales on EBIT and in a opposite manner. So for example here, if you get operating leverage with the help of the formula, if you get 1.5 operating leverage, that means 1% increase in sales would result in 1.5% hike in EBIT. So if you take 1% or like 10%, for example, if you take 10% increase in sales, so that will result 15% increase in EBIT. So that is the interpretation we can give for operating leverage. Now the degree of operating leverage can be calculated with the help of following formula. When you will be given two different situations, so you need to find out a change in terms of absolute figure as well as change in terms of percentage. So percentage change in operating profit divided by percentage change in sales, so that will give you degree of operating leverage. So the denominator will be sales and denominator will be operating profit. So here, if 1% change in sales, the corresponding impact we can get in operating profit. So that relationship we can get in degree of operating leverage. So percentage change in operating profit we can calculate like this: change in EBIT divided by EBIT into 100. So for example here, if the current EBIT is 10,000 and the changed EBIT if you get nearly 20,000, so difference will get again the 10,000. So 10,000 divided by the base year EBIT 10,000 into 100, so that will give you 100% increase in EBIT. So it's like a comparative statement analysis will help here. How to get the percentage change in EBIT. Change in EBIT divided by EBIT. In the same manner, percentage change in sales also calculated. Change in sales divided by percentage multiplied by original sales multiplied by 100. So denominator are original figures. Here we need to take the change figure. Next one, degree of financial leverage. So another very important parameter to evaluate the firm's capital structure. So financial leverage is very important parameter to show the impact of change in EBIT on EPS. So financial leverage is very important component of capital structure, and it is also measuring the financial risk. So when there is high financial leverage, the interpretation of high financial leverage you will get only because of when there is high debt capital in our capital structure, as well as in case of high financial leverage, the EPS impact is very high because of percentage change in EBIT. So the financial leverage, the degree of financial leverage explained as the percentage change in taxable profit. So we can take EBT or we can take EPS also as a result of percentage change in earnings before interest and tax. So for example here, if financial leverage is 1.5, that means suppose 1% increase in EBIT would result in 1.5% increase in EPS. So if financial leverage is only 1% or 1 means 1% increase in EBIT would result only 1% increase in EPS. So you can see the difference. If financial leverage is higher, so EPS will also increases in a same direction when there is a corresponding increase in EBIT. So the formula for the calculation of the financial leverage, the degree of financial leverage is equal to percentage change in EPS, or maybe you can take EBT, one and the same in the calculation. Taxable income ante heltaralli, percentage change in taxable income, percentage change in EPS or percentage change in EBT divided by percentage change in EBIT. So here percentage change in EPS we can calculate like this: change in EPS upon the original EPS, and percentage change in EBIT already we calculated, change in EBIT upon EBIT. And last one, combined leverage or degree of combined leverage. It's also called as total leverage. It will measure the total risk, and it is a product of the operating leverage and financial leverage. So the degree of combined leverage will explain the relationship between ultimately the EPS and sales. So the percentage change in firm's earning per share result from 1% change in sales. So for example here, if degree of combined leverage is 1.5 means 1% increase in sales would result in 1.5% increase in EPS. So ಇದು combined leverage ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. So ultimately we can go through the formula. Percentage change in EPS upon percentage change in sales. So that will give you degree of combined leverage. So dear student, so we'll go through one problem to explain the concept of this degree of leverage. So when we take sales is 25,000 units and selling price is 24 per unit and variable cost is 16 per unit and fixed cost is 80,000, interest on debt capital is 30,000 and the tax rate is 50% and number of equity share is 10,000. So all this information with respect to the present condition. Now next, if sales increased by 10%, so what would be the change in EBIT and EPS? So this is explained with the help of the degree of leverage concept. So degree of leverage can be explained with the help of this example. So we'll go to Excel sheet now. So we need 4 parameters here. So we can write here particulars. Next one, the present condition will take. Here we will take the revised one. Here we need percentage in the next column. Here we need only the change in terms of absolute figures. So here we require only absolute change. So here we will require percentage change. Fine. So usually we will start the problem with the sales. So sales is 25,000 units and selling price is 24 rupees per unit. So we need to multiply 25,000 into 24. 25,000 into 24. So the present sales is 6 lakh units. Next, less variable cost. So variable cost is 16 per unit. So 25,000 into 16, we need to do that. So that will give you 4 lakh. So the answer is contribution. So that is 2 lakhs. Next, so we need to subtract the fixed cost. So fixed cost usually given in the problem 80,000. So the answer is EBIT. So 2 lakh minus 20,000. So answer is 1 lakh 20,000. Now next less the tax is already given. Interest on debt capital is 30,000. So less interest is 30,000. So answer is 90,000. So that is earnings before tax, EBT. Next, less tax. So tax rate is 50%. So 45,000 we need to pay as tax. So the remaining answer is earnings after tax. So that is 45,000. Next, the number of equity shares. So number of equity shares is given in the problem 10,000. Now in order to calculate the operating leverage, financial leverage, combined leverage, the degree of leverages, we need that percentage change and all. So the problem is given, if sales is increased by 10%, what would be the change in EBIT and EPS? So 10% sales will be increased here. So revised ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10% increase in sales we will take. So now sales will be increased by 10%, means 6 lakh 10% 60,000. So 6 lakh 60,000. So sales is increased by 10%. Now variable cost is 16 per unit. So how to calculate variable cost? So selling price is given in the problem is 24 per unit. So 6 lakh 60,000 divided by 25. Selling price 24. If you do that, so you will get sales units in terms of units 27,500. Means from 25,000 units, sales is increased by 10%. That means additional 2,500 sales units should be added. So 27,500 sales multiplied by the variable cost 16. So that will give you 4,40,000 variable cost. So contribution we will calculate 2,20,000. Fixed cost will remain fixed, so there will be no any change. So EBIT is 1,40,000. So there is no change. In interest also, interest will remain same. Now EBIT minus interest, so that will give you EBT. So now 50% need to be paid as tax. So 1,10,000 divided by 50%. multiplied by 50%, that will give you 55,000 tax you are paying. So remaining answer is 55,000. So number of equity shares will also remain same. So now we need to compute the change is equal to, so revised minus present. So 60,000 sales is increased, means 10%. 10% is increased. So in terms of absolute figures, so we will get the change value. So here we can compute one more value also, EPS. So EPS is equal to EAT divided by number of shares. So that will give you 4.5. Here it is 5.5. So if you drag this, ultimately you will get the change. Here also it's also increased by 1 rupees. So we'll complete that table. So now we need to find out the last one, percentage change. So percentage change, how we will find out? Is equal to change divided by the base year into 100. So now we will get the percentage change. Already I think sales is increased by 10%, that already we know that. Now what is the corresponding change in other elements? So we will come to know. So now here these are very important. First one, percentage change in sales, that is 10%. We will mark that. Then percentage change in EBIT, that is 16.67%. And finally the percentage change in EPS or EBT, one and the same, 22.2%. Now if you apply the formula here, degree of operating leverage is equal to, so we'll go to the formula one. So it will say that percentage change in EBIT upon percentage change in sales volume. So percentage change in EBIT, it is 16 divided by percentage change in sales. So that will give you degree of operating leverage 1.66%. Next, degree of financial leverage. Degree of financial leverage. The formula for degree of financial leverage is percentage change in EPS upon percentage change in EBIT. So EPS we need to take, then EBIT. So that will give you 1.13. And finally, the degree of combined leverage will give the result of multiplication of these two one is equal to 2.22. So here you can see that the degree of leverage concept you can clearly understand here. So what does it says? Degree of leverage 1.6 means if there is 1% change in sales, there is 1.6% change in EBIT. So that is here proved. If there is 10% change, 1 into 10% change, here 1 into 1.6, so that is 16% change in EBIT we can see. Similarly, financial leverage we got is 1.33%. So here we can see that if there is 1% change in EBIT, we can see here what is the percentage change in EPS. So EBIT here it is increased by 16.67%. So 16.67 into, if you multiply by 1.33, 16, we can do that calculation. So definitely we will get 22.16.67. The increase is multiplied by 1.33, so that should give you 22%. And last one, sales and EPS. If sales is increased by 10%, the corresponding increase in EPS is multiplied by 2.2, that is 22.22. So through this, I think the degree of leverage concept we can clarify. So the concept of leverage is nothing but how we can increase our returns with the help of the fixed operating costs and fixed interest bearing fund, that is the debt capital, and at the same time how we can maximize the earnings. So thank you.